What's up, everybody? And welcome back to the graveyard shift. I'm just kidding. I'm hype. It's hype. We are here, guys. Finally here with the Legend of Ruby Sunday. The elusive part 1 to the series 1 finale. Let's go! I have been loving this series so far. So much so that I am tempted to put it as my favorite of the modern era of the show. Which is no mean feat. But I mean, can you blame me? Boom, 73 yards, the Devil's Cord. When Rogue is the weakest episode of your season by default, you know you've got a winner on your hands. Now this episode looks great too. Okay. So, what I know. I'm actually going into this episode mostly blind. After feeling like I over-prepared myself last week, this week I've kind of taken it easy. I saw the one preview clip, the one with Ibrahim where he does a salute. Damn, that looks awesome. I saw the Next Time trailer, that also looked awesome. And I know that Susan Triad is there, Lenny Rush is there, and Mel is working undercover. But that's all I know. I'm going in blind. I have my theories, of course. You guys have seen me talking about them, but I have just loved this series so far. It has been so fun to talk with everyone about what the direction of the storyline is going to go in, theorize. Keep in mind that I was not interested at all in the boss or By Generation or the million other story arcs that were just overstuffed into the 60th anniversary specials. But yet, here I am, fully invested. And I think that just goes to show how goddamn good this series is. I mean, if it weren't good, you guys know I wouldn't hold back. But anyway, how are we going on the bingo card? Well, if you guys didn't see last week, I did actually get a bingo, rather anticlimactically, because I didn't know this, but luckily, I can make up for it this week with another bingo, bingo, times 2. Does this mean I get double the prizes? Anyways, let me know if you got one in the comment section below. And speaking of which, as always guys, I will be doing another community reaction video. You guys love them, I love making them. If you want to be included in the next video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. It can be a long one, a short one, it can even be multiple. As always, I will try to include as many as humanly possible for the video. And I think that's it. What are we thinking, guys? W or L? I just can't wait. Get the fuck back, bitch. Anyway, time to watch, friends, and I will see you on the other side. Holy shit. That was fucking incredible. Oh my fucking god. He did it again. He fucking did it again. Let's fucking go. Oh my god, it's peak already. He does it again, man. How the hell does he do it again? Okay, I'm just gonna say it right out of the gates. 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. We got another banger on our hands, people. This episode is a fucking masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. Standing fucking ovation at the end of this episode. You got me standing up in my room clapping, and that's how you do a fucking episode. Standing fucking ovation. Hell fucking yeah. And I saw it coming. And I can finally, with a happy heart, tick off Sutek from my bingo card. I win again! I never lose, people. I never lose! Is this the best series of Doctor Who ever? Maybe. Okay. First things first. Let's just get out of the way. This episode is peak. This guy, Rusty Davies, he knows how to do finales. What a rewarding watch. Straight from the very first scene. They cut all of the fan theories aside. They call out the anagram. They call out the Susan twist. They call out everything. Although I am very proud of myself for calling the Sutek technologies. I am proud of myself. Of course, the signs were all there, and it is still masterfully done. What a sequence. But before we get to the end, let's talk about the beginning. What an epic start to an episode. I've seen that shot of them flying into Unit HQ millions of times at this point. I edit it into all of my videos, and that is because it is cool as hell. And it remains cool as hell, no matter how many times I watch it. I love that shot. You guys know I love that shot. Yeah! Ibrahim! I knew this episode was going to get me buzzed, and for the first time all season, I am actually not tired. Hell yeah, guys. Power naps for the win! I destroyed my whole sleep schedule, but it was fucking worth it. Now I'm kicking myself that I didn't do the Who is Sutek video. Fun fact, I was meant to do that video instead of the Who is the Trickster video, but the truth of the matter is, the Trickster just looks better in the thumbnail. I probably would have done it this week if I had Wi-Fi. Here's a little peek behind the curtain, you guys wouldn't know this. For the last few days, I didn't have Wi-Fi lie. I only just got it back just in time to watch this episode. Imagine I fucking missed this. Holy shit. But anyway, I'm rambling. We go to Unit HQ. We've got my G, Ibrahim. I fucking love that guy, man. He is so cool. And we really do have a nice, neat cast of characters. The only one who I wasn't immediately sold on was Harriet, who I thought was pretty cool. But then, of course, by the end, you realize why she's there. Harriet Arbinger. They got us again!
Again.
Oh my god. I really love Lenny Rush as Morris. It's just instantly endearing. Really cool, really funny. In the future, I would like to see Morris interact with Shirley Bingham. That's all of that. Because I just love how Russell T Davies does characters, man. He just fucking gets it. All of the interactions between all of the characters are so cool. It's great to have Rose here. I love all of the dynamics between the characters. It really makes the world feel lived in and alive, even though we've barely had any time whatsoever to establish this new era. Keep in mind, we are 11 episodes into this new era, and it started production in around 2022, late 2021. I don't know the exact timeline off the top of my head, but for the amount of time that they've been working on it, we really don't have that many episodes to show for it. Like, for example, Series 1, there are still more episodes in Series 1 than we've had for the whole entirety of this new era. And even then, we've managed to curate this whole lived-in world. Now, I do wish that there was just one more reference to the giggle. I feel like it's an event that's so large. For it to only get one fleeting reference, I think there was one in this episode, there was definitely one in Church on Ruby Road. I think that event would be so cool as an inciting incident, but it's just not the way he wants to move it. That's perfectly fine by me. I just love the world building. It's been so goddamn long since Doctor Who has had consistent world building. Like, straight up 2010. I love the Moffat era. I really do. As you guys know, it's my favorite era, but even I will admit that the big flaw that that era has is that the world is completely inconsistent, changing. There are worldwide events happening that just never get brought up or mentioned ever again. They don't even try. Here, it finally feels like a lived-in world. All of the characters are well realized. Even that one guy, Winston, he goes in, he dies. You see his body, that guy is dead. That is a dead guy. Even him, you still feel bad for him. Every single element of this episode is cooked to perfection. Very well directed as well, might I add. But before I get too carried away, let's keep talking about that initial scene where we get introduced to everything. We all set the scene, all of the new characters are introduced. Rose meets Ruby. We all have those little funny gags. Russell T Davies gets to be self-aware. Sutek. As I said before, it really is just so rewarding to someone who has been paying really close attention to the series for it to have all paid off. They don't treat us like we barely noticed any of the stuff that they've clearly telegraphed. And there's also the stuff that they didn't clearly telegraph, the groaning of the TARDIS. Now, I did notice that in The Devil's Cord on rewatches, but I did not notice it on my first watch, not even at all. I was just like, oh, you know, well, he had to slap the TARDIS a second, so it is what it is. I didn't even notice that it was in Wild Blue Yonder until it was pointed out to me. That is just awesome. All of those little clues, all of them are getting their payoff now. We even get to see some Susan triads that were potentially in other unseen episodes, like in comics or Big Finish and stuff like that. That's just really cool. Leaving the door open for people to go out and get stuff. They did a really clever switch here by introducing or seeding Susan early in the season and then not going through with it so they could have the Sutek bait and switch. Both feel satisfying. Both are equally set up in that same episode. The Devil's Cord, of course, harkens back to the Pyramids of Mars. That was the first hint for me, as well as the fact that we know that there was all of this dust and darkness, a line which I directly quoted just as they were saying it, because this is a rewarding show to watch as a fan. Sutek's gift of death. I think that it was really well telegraphed, didn't come out of nowhere, but at the same time was definitely still surprising. Also, they did throw in the Trickster just for all of us fans, just so we had something to chew on. I know a lot of people wanted the Trickster to be the main villain. I always held out hope that it would be Sutek. He was always my go-to. There's a reason he was on the bingo card, people. I wanted him so damn badly. And a lot of people were saying stuff like Sutek dies at the very end. Technically, he doesn't. He's just banished. Banished very, very far away for forever. So it does make sense that he is here. I'm still jumping ahead, oh my god. And then we go back to Ruby's house. We get some amazing stuff with Mrs. Flood. Oh my god, Anita Dobson is so funny. And then that shift into evil darkness. God damn, that's good. We're gonna get resolutions to that probably next series. I can't imagine. That next episode is already so stuffed. Are we gonna get an explanation to that? I'm not expecting it. I'll be happy for it, but still, I think all of this, it doesn't even feel like a forceful story. It just feels like all of the pieces naturally coming into the place where they have to be, which is just the perfect complement. I was very apprehensive at the start. I was like, this is a hell of a lot of setup. Not at the start of the episode, at the start of the season, should I say. I was like, we are going in deep with the story arcs. We have a lot, guys. And I will say, I still don't really care about the boss. I'm not gonna lie, guys. The boss is not front and center of my mind. But all of the Susan Twist stuff, the Miss Flood stuff, all of that stuff, goddamn, is paying off, and in such a satisfying way. I told you guys, I told you I was right to have faith in Russell T Davies. I knew this guy knew what he was doing. He's a professional, bruh. My goat, my king, we already know. But then we move away from Ruby's house. Carla comes in, and we move into the time window subplot, which I think is a very cool way of going back to Ruby Road without just taking the easy way out and use the TARDIS, because obviously, you know, they give all of this sci-fi gobbledygook explanation, but you know, they could. And there were all those theories of there being multiple TARDISes on Ruby Road, and that's what let whatever was in. We didn't know it was Sutek at that point, because if you analyze the footage on the episode Church on Ruby Road, there are different angles and different ways certain shots are shown that could be editing errors, but you know, they put a lot of thought into this stuff. I think that it was intentional. So it was awesome to see that be the way that we go back to Ruby Road. It was a really inventive sequence, really visually appealing and cool, and there's that emotion there with poor Ruby. Carla as well. Carla had a great bit. And the Winston, poor old Winston. What a death. A hero as well. I mean, as soon as you saw that he stayed in the room, we all knew he was dead. But it was at this point in the episode where the tension just began ramping up, and it never let go, and it was so goddamn good. It was around this moment where Ncuti Gatwa he turned it up to 11. This is his best performance so far as the Doctor, which is crazy to say because, I mean, we have Boom and we have Dot and Bubble in this series, and he is still exceeding himself. That emotion there, that scene where Mel says to him, if you saw her again. Actually, was that Mel? It was Kate Stewart, wasn't it? My bad, guys. I just watched the episode. When Kate Stewart says to him, would you recognize her? And he instantly replies, yes. Hell yeah, man. I do feel we have really gotten away from Russell T Davies' initial idea that Time Lords should be able to sense when other Time Lords are there. This was kind of quietly dropped in the Moffat era, and I would think that Russell T Davies wouldn't forget about this, but maybe he intentionally just decided to keep it going because it allows for more drama in the script, which it does, because all that lore implication does that the Doctor can sense Time Lords if there are any other Time Lords nearby. All it does is kind of suck out any potential drama on the question, is this person a Time Lord or not? Speaking of which, Mel is later introduced in this episode undercover in S-Triad technology. She has those conversations with the Doctor. She is fucking incredible here. I have always liked Mel as a companion. I know I've been critical of season 24 in the past. I actually have a video going up soon which may shed light on my full thoughts on that series, but I have always liked Mel, and I was thinking when Ncuti Gatwa, you know, hit the wall, he just fell down, I was like, this is so different to the 6th and 7th Doctor, like so different. How the hell is Mel gonna react? And then Mel reacted in the fucking most perfect way. God damn, this guy Russell T Davies gets it. Thank God. Jesus Christ. W Mel. Damn, Mel is a G, bruh. How is this episode so goddamn perfect? You know what I mean? What a shot. This is why you hire people like that to work on this show. You know what I mean? They just have such innate knowledge of every single small part of it inside and out. Like most people with a character like Mel, who isn't a fan favorite. In fact, in the 80s, they were a hated character in the same vein that, I don't know, a character from the Chibnall era is hated today. For no real reason, except for the fact that it's new and bad in quotation marks, etc, etc. And so to bring that character back into this new version of the show and to treat her with such reverence and respect and awe-inspiring character work, to be honest, it just shows a masterful craftsmanship. Allow me to gush, I have just watched a fucking masterpiece. This is fucking peak, bro. This is so goddamn good. Susan Twist pulls out an all-star stellar performance as Susan Triad, a really well-layered character considering she's basically a mystery box. You have all those little quirks of the character, and then when she turns it up with the dreams, that delivery, I know they use it in the trailer, but it still hit me when she was like, in every dream up there. What a haunting delivery. Oh my fucking god, so good. I bet when he cast her and her name was Susan Twist, I bet he was pissing himself with laughter. I would be too. Murray Gold's soundtrack, as always, is incredible. I think that this season might be his best work on the show, soundtrack-wise. We're bringing back in old motifs, we're bringing in new sounds. I literally can't complain even if I want to. And the direction, man, it's got such a clear visual style, even down to the costumes of the characters. And they also just make him look so much more badass. Why am I going off on these random tangents? I think it's because I am just so unfathomably excited about everything. Where am I? Okay, so we're in the time window sequence. Incredibly well brought to life. It's of course just a massive green screen. Yeah, it really feels like an awesome environment, even though it's meant to be low tech. It's simultaneously low tech, but unimaginably advanced for where we're at. Technology wise, you guys already know. Lenny Rush as Morris is on top form in this scene, zooming around, giving all of the "we can't sustain it anymore, doctor," all of those types of lines. It's hot, it's cold, it's radioactive, it's dead. Fucking incredible and incredibly well read. Like, yes, I think Russell T Davies, he did a hat trick with this one, but I mean, you gotta give a hand to the cast here. Everyone is on top form, and Kate Stewart, oh my god guys, the fucking comeback season arc from downtown. I have been a staunch Kate Stewart hater. I'm not afraid to say it. I've disliked the character, straight up disliked the character since when they were first introduced. I just did not like them. I thought they're trying too hard, they're riding on their dad's coattails, they offer nothing, they are a blank slate of a character, no personality, I don't know what they like, I don't know what they don't like, they're just nothing. And people were like, oh, I like the character because of their dad. Complete nothing of a character until the giggle. And that's when it all turned around. And I think maybe it's just a small thing, but it is signified in the name change from Kate Stewart to Kate Lethbridge Stewart. Because oh my god, Russell T Davies, he came in and he was like, you know what, actually I'm gonna make this a real character now. A character with feelings, a character with fears, a character with paranoias, and a character who cares deeply about the people who serve her. This finale stands in stark contrast to the Series 8 finale and Series 9 opener, where Kate Stewart kind of just stands around doing fuck all. And of course, you guys know I love the callbacks to the Brigadier. Before they felt unearned, here they're just perfect. The twinkle in his eye when he talks about the Doctor, mwah, that is my favorite character right there. He did not turn into a Cyberman, that is not canon. I have always loved Gemma Redgrave as an actress. I just thought she had nothing to chew on, and here she finally does. And guess what? She excels. Kate Stewart's finally... I love Kate too. What the fuck? Kate Stewart, you are no longer a fraud. Fraud revoked. You have been redeemed. In Russell T Davies too. I'm surprised there wasn't a reference to 73 Yards in here with the woman who can't be seen exactly in a similar way to how the old lady in 73 Yards couldn't be seen. In fact, I wonder if the lady was 73 yards away from the Doctor. Wouldn't that be weird? Just going into complete overt theorizing mode here because I'm just so excited. That whole sequence in there is emotional and tense and visually awesome, and it of course climaxes, but then the Doctor runs off to go to meet Susan Triad. We have some nice emotional moments. Ruby Sunday of course has some stuff, and then we go back to the unit bridge and it all starts coming together. Harriet Arbinger gives a chilling performance, the tear going down, possessed by the devil. All of the lines referencing Sutek. I feel like the one Carla says in the previous scene, which says it's the beast, is a direct reference to the fact that Gabriel Wolf voices the beast. It's the same voice actor, maybe the same character, who knows. But all of it is just really building up this threat from the past, the strongest threat that the Doctor has probably ever faced. I mean, he barely wins. He just about skates by in Pyramid of Mars, which is one of the best episodes of all time. If we're talking from like an objective standpoint, Pyramids of Mars is, I mean, it's easily a 10 out of 10. It's very close to being an 11 out of 10. It is one of like the best made Doctor Who episodes straight up ever. Even in the marketing, they're referencing the pyramids of Mars. But that scene, you have the Vlinks going out of control, you have the TARDIS groaning so sinister. And then Sutekh comes forth. The incredible CGI. I know some people are not going to be convinced. It looks like Beerus, kind of. IRL Beerus, where he wraps around the TARDIS. What an iconic visual. Especially turning the TARDIS, which is the Doctor's greatest friend in a way. Eternal companion. Turning that against the Doctor. I mean, what is he going to do? How is he going to get out of this? You turn the TARDIS against the Doctor. I mean, the TARDIS is almost as strong as the Doctor. There's so much drama there, man. The tension, the score, Twist's incredible performance, and then the flickering of the auto cue, which they have brilliantly set up. The dialogue, it's hype as hell. I bet everyone else was getting caught up in it. Holy shit. And the Doctor's reaction, man, he sells it. The effect on the guy turning to dust, brilliant play on Sutekh's old iconic lines. And dear Lord, when that cliffhanger came in Stolen Earth style, to be continued. Bro, I was in Doctor Who heaven. I think it helps that I've been rewatching so much of Series 4 recently. In fact, I've just been rewatching so much Doctor Who. I rewatched all of Series 1, all of Series 4, and all of Series 5 in like the past 3 days because all the Wi-Fi was down, so what else am I gonna do? And goddamn, by the time the title sequence came in for this episode, I was just so in, and it didn't let go of me until the very last second of the credits. I stayed the whole way. I don't think I can praise this episode enough. It is the height of hype. It is the perfect. Of course, there is still next week, but it's just perfect. Let's pray they don't fumble. With each week that passes, the #1 season 1 fan grows stronger. That's me, by the way. I am the #1 season 1 fan. I am the 91st Doctor Who fan. And I give this episode a solid 9 to 9.5 out of 10. Massive W. But what did you guys think? I am sure there will be a collective flood of thoughts from everyone. I could keep talking. There's so much to talk about in this episode. I am kicking myself that I didn't make that Who is Sutekh Doctor Who Explained video. I even had the thumbnail prepared and everything, man. But if you want your thoughts to be heard, do not hesitate to leave a like, subscribe, and leave your thoughts in the comment section below. This community reaction is gonna be crazy, guys. I already know it. And I'll get on that Sutekh video right away as well. And so with all that said, thank you so much for all of the support on the channel recently. I am just in love with this series, bruh. And a special thanks to all of the channel members. And a huge shout out to Kyle Reese. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Yes! Sutekh! I knew it! I win again! Oh, I knew it, guys. Holy shit! Sullivan, let's go. No, next time. It's perfect.